All right, good evening. I'm here with Dustin and Leslie and Peyton and Ainsley. And I'm also here with my dad, Rick. Who remembers falling asleep in high school, whether elementary, middle, or high school? According to the U.S. Department of Education, 43 state schools start their high school at 8:30 a.m. or earlier. And the Sleep Foundation says that schools that started later as opposed to earlier show an increase in their students' attention, memory, mood, and alertness. It reduced tardiness and even reported statistics on students with lowered depression and anxiety. Tonight, I'm going to be talking to you about why schools need to be starting later in the day and why students aren't and need to be getting enough sleep. When I was a CNA in Colorado, I observed a sleep study as part of my CNA curriculum. In high school, my first 2 years started at 7:30 and my following 2 years were at 8:15. And we've all suffered the effects of not getting enough sleep and been drowsy the next morning. Tonight we'll be talking about schools needing to start later because students do not consistently get enough sleep, the teenage brain doesn't fully wake up until 10 a.m., and lack of sleep can be detrimental to your health. Now that I introduced my topic, let's talk about students not getting enough sleep and not even feeling tired until 11 p.m. According to the Sleep Foundation, teenagers' circadian rhythms cause them to feel more alert at night, making sleep difficult before 11 p.m. According to WebMD, circadian rhythms are your body's natural 24-hour sleep and wake cycles, and they have a big impact on falling asleep and waking up. A lot of teens that have insomnia take something like melatonin or a sleep aid that helps you fall asleep at nights. The Sleep Foundation, the kidshealth.org says that teens need about 8 to 10 hours of sleep each night. Bear with me while I switch over to a PowerPoint and show you, and viewers, this will pop up on your screen. The adolescent sleep loss poses a serious risk to physical and emotional health, academic success, and safety of our nation's youth, according to Judith Owens, who's a medical doctor. And this graphic from the National Sleep Foundation shows that teens need 8.5 to 9.25 hours of sleep each night, while 2/3 of those teens get less than 7 hours. When students do fall asleep, they don't get their full 8 to 10 hours on average. A study done by the Sleep Foundation says that high schoolers, only 15% reported getting the 8.5 hours of school nights. Early school times prevent students from getting enough sleep. The U.S. Department of Education says that 43 state schools, like I mentioned earlier, do start before 8:30 a.m., which would encompass my high school as part of that statistic because we started at 8:30 a.m. or earlier all 4 years of my high school. Now let's look at why lack of sleep can be detrimental to your health. Well, first, it causes more accidents. According to WebMD, drowsiness can have the same effects on a person's reaction time as drunk driving. And the National Highway Safety and Traffic Administration says that fatigue is a cause in 100,000 auto crashes a year and 1,500 crash-related deaths in the U.S. It degenerates thinking and learning. Stephen Cohen's book, Sleep Thieves, says that your IQ can suffer as much as 1 point per hour of sleep deprivation. Every night your body doesn't get the full 8 to 10 hours of sleep that it needs. It goes into something called sleep debt. If you need 8 hours of sleep a night and you only get 6, you build yourself a 2-hour sleep debt. If you do that all 5 days of the week, that's 10 hours of sleep debt that you need. Parents are wondering, well, why is my kid sleeping so long on the weekend? Well, it's because your kid's racked up 10 or more hours of sleep debt throughout the week. This can cause making you forgetful. WebMD says that sleepiness can make you forgetful and impairs judgment of people who get less sleep as opposed to their counterparts who get more. Now let's look at school starting later, increasing students' academic performance because it increases grades, decision-making skills, and other benefits. As far as grades go, the APA, according to the APA, a high school in Wyoming made its start time from 7:35 to 8:55, and they said that the grades in their students' first period classes significantly improved, and grades in all the other classes also just improved. Time.com says that researchers at McGill University and the Douglas Mental Health University Institute in Montreal found that children who have better sleep quality improved statistics in all of their classes, but especially those in math and language. It raises decision-making skills because obviously lack of sleep, like I mentioned earlier, has an effect similar to drunk driving on impulse control and reaction times. Lizzie Schulinger, a high schooler from Minnesota, said, "I get to class and I see students arriving late with things like coffee and energy drinks just to end up falling asleep on their desk anyway." The Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine says that more or enough sleep can increase alertness, memory, academic performance, and even the immune system, keeping you healthier for longer periods of time. Author M.A. Kardashian in the book Progress on Brain Research shows that there's decreases in obesity, substance abuse, crashes, tardiness, and dropout rates just from getting enough sleep. Well, in conclusion, while starting school is important, starting it at the right time is key. This isn't just a blow-off idea, it's actually a big issue, and a petition online at petitions.movein.org has 14,000 out of 15,000 signatures to actually bring this issue to our legislation. If you want to get involved, you can talk to your Board of Education or whoever represents your state and let them know that this is a big issue. But tonight we talked about school needs to start later because students do not consistently get enough sleep. The teenage brain isn't fully awake until 10 a.m., and lack of sleep can be detrimental to your health. And we looked at why getting enough sleep can actually improve your daily activities in school, sports, and immune system, and getting enough sleep overall improves your quality of life. Starting school later won't only increase students' mood and performance, but your body will thank you for getting enough sleep in the long term. Now, switching back to my audience, we have Dustin and Leslie, Peyton and Ainsley making their return at the very end, and then my dad, Rick Tansky. Thank you very much. Good night.